What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hkb Podcast. It's been way too long since we've done one of these. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to have this show back, and I'm pumped up about what we got going on this season. Now, we're calling it Season 2. Of course, Season 1, I don't even know if we even can call that a season. We got started and it was going good, but things definitely took a big halt. There was a couple attempts to maybe bring it back, and it just didn't happen. It didn't happen. But I've been thinking about this for a long time now. I've been planning for this for a while now, and I'm so excited about what we're getting ready to do here. I've got an entire show lineup all the way out to May, almost, and I'm working to get even further. So we're going to do a podcast every week, most weeks at least. If we're not, we'll let you know. Some of them will be live, and some of them will be pre-recorded little shorts like this from time to time as well. And then, of course, we may do other go lives and things throughout the season. But we will have the dedicated podcast weekly for you, starting this week with this little short right here, where I'm just kind of telling you guys about what to expect, what's coming. Such an exciting time in the kayak industry. You know, this sport has been growing quickly over the last 3 or 4 years, and it is booming right now in the state of Indiana, across the country really, but specifically here in Indiana, we are seeing just massive growth in the sport. We've got a lot of great series, which we're going to talk a lot about, some today, and we'll talk about them throughout the season as we cover the different series and the anglers. That's what HKB is all about. But, we're seeing in the Facebook groups and things like that, just a lot of new people flocking to the sport, asking questions, wanting to know more about what it is we do from the tournament aspect side of things. And it's just really cool to see. I think we're going to see a lot of new faces out there locally this year. And again, of course, nationally as well. But it's really exciting every day seeing people added to the Facebook groups and people saying, hey, I want to know more about this and I want to join. And I'm so pumped up about that. And if you can't get excited about what's going on here in Indiana this season, I don't know. You might need to go to the doctor and get checked out, because there's so many options, so many things to choose from, and it's going to be really, really fun. Of course, we've got the long-term clubs that have been here forever. Indiana Kayak Anglers, the longest running series in the state. Southern Indiana Yak Anglers Club, known as SIAC. Again, another long-running club. I think they're going on year 5. We've got, of course, Grubby's kind of the new player, right? They came in. This is season 3, I think, for them. Very small start, first year, second year, they blew up, and we're expecting big things out of them this year as well. They're a little bit different. Rather than a singular series, they're running series across several different lakes. So you'll have 5 tournaments, or 4 or 5 tournaments at each lake. Really cool. So check them out as well. And then, of course, the newcomer, which we don't know much about. We're going to talk to them about this. I'm going to do an episode with them. But we're going to talk about IKT, which is Indiana Kayak Trail. Now, this is coming straight out of the Topwater and MKT guys up in the northern part of the Midwest here. If you're not familiar with Michigan Kayak Trail, they run a great series. If you're not familiar with Topwater, you need to check them out. They do a lot of interesting stuff. So Mike Anderson is teamed up with some guys here in Indiana. Forgive me, I don't have the names off the top of my head right now. I believe Jackson's involved in that, and a couple other guys. But they're going to be running a Northern Indiana series, which is something we've always needed. Indiana Kayak Anglers, IKA, does do some Northern events. They try and really service the entire central to northern area as best they can. But we've never had a dedicated northern trail. We've always had great southern ones. In fact, we had 3 southern ones for a time. And then now Grubby has come in, and they're servicing all over the country, or all over the state, but they are expanding throughout the country. And now we have the dedicated trail, IKT, up north, and that's really exciting. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a KBF Trail Series event this year like we did last year at Monroe. I was really hoping we would have a great turnout and be able to, secure another trail stop, but it's not going to happen this year, and that's okay. We have plenty of other great series, including Paddle and Fin is coming up with their own tournament series. If you guys aren't familiar with the Paddle and Fin podcast, go check them out. Daily putting out amazing content, several different shows, a bunch of great hosts, and tons of good information. But they got their own tournament trail now. They started last year doing like these rookie challenges where first-year guys could get involved and learn the sport. Now they're going to have their own series, and they're coming to Indiana as well. And I think they're going to have their events in conjunction with some other events. I'm not 100% on that, but we'll have that whole breakdown for you here very soon. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. But yeah, so they're coming. KBF does, of course, have the monthly challenge series, which is great. I've always been a big fan of those. That's where I got started. Mike Elsey, national champion from Indiana. That's how he got into kayak fishing, how he got to the KBF National Championship was through the challenge series, ends up winning the thing, and now he's one of the biggest names in the sport. So that's really cool as well to see. We've got Hkb Championship, which is the inaugural event this year. Anglers last year qualified through that. We announced it late in the summer. Guys didn't even know they were fishing to get in a shot into that event. This year, everyone hopefully will know about it and will be fighting to get in there because it's going to be an awesome event. And I'm excited to tell you more about that one as well very soon. And then we are bringing back the Turkey Bowl. So those of you that are familiar with the Turkey Bowl, our charity event, that will take place the first weekend of November. That's tentative. I think it's the 5th. That is very tentative at the moment. I just have to double check that it doesn't conflict with anything else. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But we will be bringing back the Turkey Bowl this year. So plenty of events. I mean, there's hundreds of events in the state of Indiana this year for you to get involved in, between challenges and weekend events and online and all of these things from these different series. So plenty to do here in the state of Indiana. Real quick call out, guys. If you could please like, subscribe, comment, do all those things. We've got an Instagram. We've got a Facebook page. We've got a Facebook group. And, of course, we've got the YouTube channel. It's easy to find us just at Hoosier Kayak Bassin on every platform. That's where you're going to find us. We may even bring out a TikTok this year. We'll see. But please give us a follow. Get involved. Our mission is to promote the series that I just talked about, promote the anglers, and grow the sport of kayak bass fishing here in the state of Indiana and abroad. We're going to try and bring out a lot more resources this year. I am doing a major overhaul of the website. So HoosierKayakBassin.com, currently down. It'll be back up very soon. Major overhaul. If you've never visited the site before, obviously you're not going to notice the difference, but for those of you who were on the previous site, you'll notice that this is, I believe, is going to be much more in depth, a lot more information, more fun to kind of play around on. And I'm excited about some of the things that I'm going to be doing there throughout the year. So very cool. Another quick shout out. I want to say congratulations, give a shout out to Matt Kiefer, tournament director for Southern Indiana Yak English Club, SIAC. Guy just had a dream weekend in Florida. For those of you that follow KBF, they kick off their season in Florida in January. They have the Tinvitational, which is an invite-only tournament. You've got to earn your way into it. There's several ways to get into that event. And then they kick off the trail series for this year, for 2021, with 2 trail stops, one on Saturday, Kissimmee, Florida, and one on Sunday, Kissimmee, Florida. So 3 events in one weekend. Pretty cool. The Tinvitational is kind of like it's a last chance to get into what is called the 10. Now, the 10 is one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious event in all of kayak fishing. The top 10 guys from the previous year, so 2020's Trail Series, top 10 anglers in AOI make it into the 10. All right, so the 10 is a tournament, but it's more than that as well. These guys get put up in a mansion, a beautiful home, everything you could ever want, a theater, a pool, basketball court, pool tables, all of that. All paid for, all their food, everything's funded, and they walk in, just for walking in the house, they get $1,000 plus thousands of dollars in prizes. It's a really cool experience, one that I hope to be a part of in one way or another someday. If I can't get there as an angler, maybe I can get there on the media side of things somehow, but I want to experience that. And I think many of you probably do too. Well, anyway, Matt Kiefer goes down, he qualifies for the Tinvitational, he signs up for the trail events, he's kicking off 2021, along with a host of other tournament anglers. Some of the biggest names that you might know from Indiana: Alan Reed, Mike Elsey, again, talked about him, the champ. They go down there, and day 1, Matt freaking gets on him, catches him, puts him in the boat, puts him on the board, the catch board, and loads him up into the Fishing Chaos app, comes out, and I believe it was 3rd place. I think he got a 3rd place. I know it was top 5. And takes away a check. He's looking really good. So that's trail stop number 1 and Tinvitational. Okay, Tinvitational, he's like top 3 as well, I believe. Tinvitational is 2-day tournament, though. Keep in mind. So he's got to duplicate it, right? So Sunday, 2nd trail event. I know it's kind of hard to follow. 2nd trail event plus day 2 of the Tinvitational. Matt's got a chance to win. He's got a chance to go into the 10 house and be that last guy to get in, right? Day 2, all morning long, he's leading the thing. He's got it pretty well secured at the moment. About midday, he loses the lead. And he fights the rest of the day. He's fighting for that 1st place spot. Ends up in 2nd place, which stinks. I would have loved to have seen him in the 10. I know he would have loved to have been in the 10, but man, I'm so proud of Matt and what he did down there. He went down, that's not a guy who's traveled a ton tournament fishing. He's been outstanding here in the state of Indiana, and AOYs and championships. And the very short time he's been doing, I think he's only been bass fishing for 3 years. So crazy good angler, goes down to Florida, represents Indiana very, very well, almost gets into the 10 house, takes home 2 checks, and he's got a shot now. If he continues to fish KBF Trail Series, he's got a shot at earning a way into the 10 house next year, qualifying, being in the top 10, maybe even a shot at AOI. So it's going to be exciting to see what he does. Mike and Alan didn't have as good of a tournament, but they both finished very respectfully in the top 20 and very respectable finishes. So that was great to see as well. So just a quick shout out to him. I don't know, it wasn't that quick, I guess, but I wanted to definitely give him some props. We got a lot of anglers going down to Lake Seminole right now. I don't remember. I know Cole Garland is. Dave Sewell is going. Let me see. I think I made a note. I'm not sure. If I did, I can tell you. So Cole Garland, Dave Sewell, Nick Mathis, I also saw was signed up. Now, I checked this a few days ago. There could be more. Could be more signed up. So we'll try and recap that on our social media if we see any action from those guys down there at Lake Seminole, kicking off the Hkb Bass Open Series 2021 season. So that's pretty cool as well. So that's kind of what's going on the national level. Upcoming this year, and we're kicking things off right away in March. IKA partnered with Moving Water Outfitters, also a partner of Hkb, so I appreciate them. They do a lot for the local fishing community. They partnered up together to do a really neat event. It's a full season long. It's like from March till I think August or September. And it's your best two bass of the season, but it's one largemouth and one smallmouth. And the person that walks away with that has the two biggest bass, one largemouth, one smallmouth, is getting some awesome prizes and a cash payout. So make sure to get signed up for that. We'll have the exact details on that, as well as the other events I'm getting ready to mention. Very soon, we're going to put out upcoming events post for you guys with links to everything. We're going to do that every month. We'll have that available for you. So February we'll release March we'll release April, and so on. You'll see that also on the Hoosier Kayak Bassin website. But that starts March 1st. You got to be signed up before then. Also, you got to sign up by February 28th for KBF Challenge Series, month-long event. That starts March 1st as well, runs the entire month. Got to be signed up by February 28th. Got to be a member. Got to download the Fishing Chaos app. So make sure to do all those things. Again, we'll have links and information to all that as it comes out. We'll post it on our Facebook and in our group. So make sure you're following and join. Once we have the website, you'll see it there. Also in March, we got Grassroots, Bass, Yak, and Grubby kicking off their season. They've got several different series, as I said. And I'm going to try and pull out my calendar here real quick. And let's see. So in March, they're kicking off on March 18th with Brush Creek, Monroe, and West Boggs. So you can fish all three of those fits starting on the 18th, and those end on the 22nd. Of course, we got the Hkb State Championship, another qualify event. You had to qualify last season for that. That is going to be the weekend of March 13th and 14th. Be sure to check that out. We're going to do some really cool stuff with that, and we're doing it before the start of the season so that you guys can see what you're playing for when you're out there fishing any of these series in Indiana this year. So that's also coming up in March. And then Grubby also has Bluegrass, Sullivan, and the Trails Bluegrass and Sullivan, and then the Grubby Trails series, which is also new for this year, will be at Bluegrass as well. And that's starting on the 25th. So be sure to check those out. But again, we'll have more information and links to all the events in Indiana coming out shortly. So you guys have time to get signed up and figure out what you want to do as far as that goes. Anyway, guys, again, just a short video here today, short podcast, just to kind of tell you we're back and we're going to be doing some exciting things and kind of give you just a status quo of what's going on. Next week will be our first full episode. We're going to be live. So again, every Thursday, we're going to release a podcast. If it is live, it'll be at 8:30 p.m. Unless we tell you otherwise. Plan on 8:30 p.m. live. We'll stream it to our Facebook page, our group, possibly to YouTube as well, and maybe a couple other platforms, but at least Facebook and our Facebook group. And then once the show's over, we'll make sure we upload it to our podcast on our Anchor profile and on YouTube if it's not already there. But we'll be back next Thursday, 8:30 p.m. live on Facebook. And we're going to do a segment called Meet the Knights. So if you're not familiar with the Kayak Fishing League that's starting up this year and the Indianapolis Knights team out of Indiana, obviously, you're going to get to meet those guys, everyone that's involved, myself and Mike and Alan and Justin and Brian Sparks and Jason, Adam and Chip. There's 8 of us. You're going to meet us all. We're going to talk about the KFL, what it's all about, and get to know the team and kind of our thoughts on this whole thing. So we're really excited about that. So tune in next week for the first full episode of Hkb Podcast with the Knights. Meet the Knights. Huge shout out to all of the clubs here in Indiana. Make sure to go give them a follow. Indiana Kayak Anglers, Southern Indiana Yak Anglers Club, Grassroots Bass Yakin, Indiana Kayak Trail, and of course the KBF Challenge Series. Make sure to get involved and follow those guys, join the groups, and get in on the action this year. It's going to be really exciting. Huge shout out to all of our supporting partners, TRC Covers, King Angler Rods, B&O Power, Catch Products, 316 Active Performance Wear, KBF, Wicked Weights, Moving Water Outfitters, Angler, and Biz Baits. They are doing amazing things, not only locally in our community for HKB, but just for the fishing industry as a whole. Support those who support us. Please go check those people out. We'll put links in the description if you're watching on YouTube. And then, of course, if you check out our Facebook page, our website, or any of those things, you'll be able to find those people as well. I appreciate you guys tuning in for this little short, and I'm looking forward to this season of Hoosier Kayak Bassin. I hope you are as well. We'll see you next week, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Facebook Live. Thank you, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.